I guess for the eager, informative, seeking, wanting to know mind, there's an attraction to the title of a book, of a video, of a news headline. There's an attraction of a need to know. No one really asks themselves, why is there a need to know? Or the children attend school. And every now and then a young child will say to the parents, I don't want to go to school. So you have to go to school. You have to learn to know. And the child says, what is it I have to learn to know? And the parent says, I don't know. Stuff. How are you going to get a good job? There has to be some justification. It's a justification that the mind, it feeds on. Why are you here? Well, I'm here because, my car broke down. Yeah. But you shouldn't stop on this part of the road. Well, I couldn't do it. What am I supposed to do when the car broke down? Why didn't you get your car fixed? Well, I didn't know it was broken. I didn't know it was going to break down. Okay, so what's your name? You have to justify who you are, where you were going. And then you have some tests to do. Where you're drinking, is your wheels okay? Is everything okay? You have to justify, you see. And there's no complaints to that because you accept that when you go to school. You have to justify, your parents are justifying on your behalf why you have to go to school. Then you justify to your friends, well, I have to go to school. I have to go to school because of this and that. So all through your life you're looking for information. And when you get that information, you have to justify where you got it from. I was on a YouTube video and I said this old rambling fool, Hearness, Popsy, Graham, whatever his name is, and he was saying this and that about this and that. And he was trying to justify this and justify that. He was trying to prove this and disprove that. He was trying to be something other than what he was and not what he really is, just a form, a flesh, a body, And you're right. But this speaker never justifies. I don't justify who I am. I can project that, I can replicate that, I can put on the memory box of who I am and what I've learned and what I was here to do and where I was born and where I'm working, and I can justify all that. Yes, that's just the stuff that the ego loves to have control over, so that if it has the information, it can justify to others that it knows what it is, what it's doing, and all the questions can be answered because it has the information. It's not the information that causes suffering. It's the inability to understand what wants the information, why it wants it, who it is that wants it, what's the purpose of it. I want the information from this guy because he appears to be enlightened, so therefore I want to be enlightened. Or I want to find some tricks, or I want to find a way of talking. Well, you'll get nothing from this speaker. There's no professionalism here. There's no justification. I don't know anything, you see. Something appears on a chair, something speaks. It appears to be in some sort of language. It appears to be in some sort of order. It appears to be about something. But it is rambling stuff. And it's the same, what you can say is when your mind is dissolved into that ego, and then the ego itself dies, it's very clear that at school, all that took place was uttering, was blurb. Even the intelligent stuff. I know. This mind, this brain, or whatever it stores this information. No, it's so much intelligent stuff, but it's just blub. It's not gonna give me 25 years extra on this body. It's not gonna give me a certificate from God. It's not gonna give me a door out of this life. It's not gonna give me a reward or appraisal from consciousness. It's not going to give me a better body the next time. It's not going to give me anything, because there's nothing here within me that can take ownership or take control of what is inevitable. Information starts within. Inevitability starts within. What it's going to take its place is inevitable, and there's nothing a mind of prevention or cure can do about it. And therefore you get tagged with, don't listen to this one, because he's not going to give you any information about how I can survive, how I can be happy, how I can be pure, how I can be a saint, how I can be a bore. No, there's nothing. That what takes place is just that what takes place. If you watch Jiddu Krishnamurti and his talks, everyone is hypnotized, and they go away not really knowing what took place. And that's what happens when the body goes and the mind goes. Something remains and says, what the hell took place? But there's not even a memory to realize that something did take place. There's just another moment of blub. And you can classify your blub as Sat Chit Ananda, overwhelming bliss. You can classify your blub as wisdom, as knowing. You can classify your blub as pain or pleasure or suffering or depression or anxiety or joy or love or all that stuff. But the fact is, the blub is on the surface of what you truly are. And what you truly are, you have no idea. You are a total mystery to yourself, to God, or whatever God is, to consciousness. Because consciousness itself is infinite possibilities, and it doesn't know what's going to come from it next. And when it comes, it sends out a mind to say, what happened there? And the mind blubs because it's in awe of what it sees. It's like the painter trying to paint nature. It's the experience of painting it that makes it worthwhile. The result is pitiless. It is just a still moment that does not exist, because the change is taking place. When you become the change, you become the permanent change. You become the permanence, because there's nothing moving except change. So you're not looking for stability, for stillness, for anything. You're just on the boat. And whatever type of wave comes, whatever type of climate change comes, the boat will be affected by the change. The boat will never remain still. But when it realizes it's changing, it is 100% still to change. There's no apology to say, well, I'm sorry, I didn't give you any information. I kind of gave you absolutely no hope, but no belief, and no attachment to change, and no attachment to permanence, to stillness, to the knowing that change is permanent when you are the change. Because we have a body and a mind that wants change, doesn't want change, wants to be still and permanent, doesn't want to be still and permanent. Everything simply is. Is the maple, the unchanging, the still, is the ribbons that encircle it, that enshroud it, that makes it look as if it's moving. We have a body that makes our self-movement, and it incorporates emotions. Very moving, very moving. What else do you need to know? There's nothing to know. And when you realize that there's nothing to know, when there's no mind looking for answers, looking for questions, looking for ways out, ways in, looking for God, looking for devil, looking for consciousness, when you know there's no way, whatever you do, you're going to discover that concrete, actual truth. You know. You know 100% that you don't know. And that what you know about 100% of not knowing, that knows is 100% unknowing. And then you know. And then you don't know. All of this is taking place in one moment. If you need a speaker that you're going to feel attuned to, you must go to the speakers about presence, awareness, stillness. I call it the one moment, but you're not interested in a moment. You're interested in something more attractive. Presence, awareness. So accept here-ness. Same thing. Everything is the same. Everything is okay. Everything is as it is. Everything appears to be I. Everything appears to be me. Everything appears to be the world, all divided and segmented up into that incredible circle of samsara life. And the object is to pick up the arrow, put it in the bow, and pierce the center of that circle and go through. And don't stop.